Hey, welcome back to the Philosophy Podcast. I am your host, Controversy, and to my right, as per usual, my co-host, none other than Mr.
Darren Love!
And together, we are the Philosophy Podcast. Thank you to you guys for tuning in to a brand new episode. Thank you for tuning in to another week, guys. Back again this week with a brand new episode. Thank you for all the love and the support that you guys have shown us thus far. And thank you for embarking on this journey with us as the Philosophy Podcast, yeah? So, without further ado, what's on the agenda for today, mate? What is today's hot topic?
Let's talk about intelligence. Intelligence. What is intelligence?
So today, the topic of the day, of the moment, is intelligence. I'll let you have the floor first, mate. I'll let you. What are your thoughts and ideas and
what is intelligence? Are we intelligent?
How do we measure intelligence? Yeah. I think that's a very good question.
I think we're not really living in an intelligent world, or are we?
I think both.
We are in kind of way.
I think both. It's like 50-50. It's almost like every time the world takes 3 steps forward, it's like we take 2 steps back, if you get what I'm trying to say. It's like we're continuously trying to get better, trying to become more advanced technologically as humans, etc. Learn more shit, get a better understanding of the Earth and the planets and the universe, and we're continuously searching for more knowledge and a greater understanding. And there's lots of other good shit that's going on in the world, you know what I mean? But there's also, as we all know, a lot of bad shit going on in the world every day too, all across the world, every single day, in every country, island, you name it. So, I think it's 50-50 personally. I think we are, it's a balance, if you see what I mean. If we have a very intelligent side of human beings in the world, and we also have a very unintelligent, you know what I mean?
Some of our inventions are very intelligent, aren't they? Super intelligent when you think about it, about what we can do today, like the microwave, for instance,
Yeah.
How we've learned how to sort of like heat things up within seconds, basically, within minutes.
Yeah.
By, sort of, I don't know, do you know what I mean? It's just incredible.
I was going to say, just like you, I no longer own a microwave. Speaking about microwaves, I no longer own a microwave. I haven't done for a number of years now. I think I got rid of it. I even said to my wife, like about 7 or 8 years ago, I said to her, should we just get rid of the microwave? Like, having this shit in your house, it's one of those things that is not good to have in your house, in your environment, you know what I mean? So, well, in my opinion anyway, So we just got rid of that shit. Anytime we need to heat food or reheat food, we either heat it in the oven or reheat it on the, on the top, on the surface top, on the stove,
Yeah, because I think you get radiation off it, don't you?
You can do.
I think so.
Can do. And not only that, but it's already scientifically proven that anytime you microwave your food for a certain amount of time, it loses all the nutrients.
Yeah.
Of the food. It destroys all the actual nutritional value that you're eating the food to get. If you see what I mean, So yeah, so that's also obviously something that's not.
So
not great either.
A lot of the inventions, you think about it, like even the car,
Everything has pros and cons.
It has advantages because it makes man move around faster.
Yeah.
Get to A to B a lot quicker.
Not only that, but in this day and age, you can drive from country to country in certain places.
Yeah, and aeroplanes, you can travel. Do you know what I mean? In the sky, but at the same time, they're polluting the sky.
Yeah.
Polluting the air.
Chemtrails and all sorts of stuff.
Also, the cars are polluting. you know, whatever. I mean, it would be better when they go electrical because that won't pollute at all.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
You know, but having no sound at all, I think it's going to make the roads a bit more dangerous out there.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
You know, because you've got to look and listen. You know, that's the rules of, you know, when you cross the road, first you got to listen, then look, or, you know,
but
or look and listen.
I was just thinking, you just made me think of something, right? I don't mean to cut you off, but you just made me think of something, right?
Well, that's good.
So, no, just an idea just came to mind, right? Just randomly, you know, just very spontaneously. But so when it gets to a point, they say by a certain year they would like all the cars and stuff to be electric, yeah. But what about all these large trucks and all these large trucks, vans, etc.? What about all these things?
Well, I think they're going to be the same.
Yeah, but
I mean,
possibly, but not in the same time frame that maybe the cars will be, if you see what I mean.
So, yeah.
Because there's so many trucks and so many huge lorries and large SUVs and all sorts of stuff that we rely on every day that drive from place to place with food.
Yeah, but
and
these big, large companies that own quite a lot of lorries, all right?
Yeah.
They get big sort of tax cuts off doing all their lorries, changing them all over.
Oh, yeah, of course they will.
I mean, they change their lorries every year. Some of these companies, anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, they're so well off. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing to them to get an electric lorry or a hydropower. I think it's a hydro. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's a new energy. I mean, they can run cars on water.
Yeah, true. I've seen that. And isn't it funny too that a guy that came out with it recently? There was a guy in the news in America. Yeah. And he created. Well, he's not the first one, but he was one of the guys that came out recently saying that he created a car that runs completely on water. Completely, 100%. He's not the first one. There's been a few others in the past. But what happens to all these people? They end up going missing. And that guy end up killed not long ago. That same guy recently, not long ago in America, there was a guy that came out on the news, because I saw it online, there was a short clip of it on Instagram or something like that, but them talking about it, this guy created this car, but obviously people, you know, it's not a new idea, but people have done it before, but you know, he was talking about his, whatever. A few weeks later, he's gone too. So, who knows?
But I think that's possible. You know, that we could run all cars on water.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's been done before, and not only that, but Ford, yeah, the company Ford, yeah, that most people know about, you know, car company Ford, you know what I mean? It's a huge company that's been around for a long, long time, you know what I mean? It's a huge corporation and conglomerate company, you know? And they, back in the day, they created a car that ran on hemp oil. Back when they were, because at one point in America and certain other places, it was actually a law that people had to grow hemp. If you see what I mean, because they used it for paper, all sorts of textiles, all sorts of texture, all sorts of different shit, right? So they actually created a car that ran on hemp oil. So they could have been done all these kind of things years ago, and stopped, you know, all this, you know, fracking and digging for oil that's destroying the planet. And you know, don't get me wrong, sorry. Oil is a naturally renewable, abiotic mineral. Yeah. So it's continuously renews itself, if you see what I mean. It's continuously replenishes itself over time. You know, it's not a fossil fuel like these people would like you to have you believe, saying that it all comes from bones and all this kind of stuff. That it basically it's fuel from the fossil bones and stuff like this that's created. That's not true, in my opinion.
That's what I thought.
That's not true. It's not true. It's a mineral. Oil is a mineral. Yeah, that's found deep, as people know, in the you know, in certain places in the core of the earth, in certain places, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, but what I heard, right?
Yeah.
All the fish swim about on top of the sea, whatever, yeah. And so do all the birds on top of the area.
Yeah.
And sometimes the birds die.
Yeah.
And they drop into the ocean, and so do the fish die.
Yes.
And they all drop to the bottom of the ocean, and they get eaten a lot down the bottom of the ocean by other fish, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's also this oil substance that comes out, you know, that grows in time over thousands of years.
Yeah.
Out of death.
Yeah.
And it's called oil.
No, that's a lie, mate. They made that shit up. They made that shit up.
Might be, you know, that's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying. You can't trust these people. These people made that shit up, bro. That whole fossil fuel thing is you know, if you actually look into it, like oil is, like I said, it's the earth. It's like the earth's blood, essentially. You know what I mean? It's you know, and these people are continually. These people have known for years. You know, this shit might get me in trouble. I hope not, but you know, it's quite deep. You know what I mean? You know, if you see what I mean. You know, but I hope not. You know what I mean? But these people have been lying about this shit for years. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing of creating a market where they can make huge profits off of something that exists naturally in the earth, if you see what I mean. When we didn't even need to do that in the first place. You know?
No, if you take like the S from soil, you've got oil. You know, so there must be oil in the soil.
Yeah.
A little bit, you know. I mean, I do notice it actually. Sometimes when I've done gardening in the past.
Yeah.
I'm digging away and it's a bit wet, whatever.
Yeah.
And I notice there's colours.
Colours, that's oil.
You know,
sure, yeah.
A little bit of colours in it, you know. And it's funny, innit? Oil looks ghastly when it's in thick amounts, like black, especially when it's in the sea, and you can see what it does to all the birds and all the livestock. You know, it gets all in their feathers and it's all black.
Yeah.
But when it's in a thin coat, it looks so beautiful, like rainbows.
Yeah,
you know, it's incredible.
I've seen it before. Sometimes you see it on the pavement too. You might see someone spilled some gas or something on the pavement or something, and you see all the colours like emerge from the.
A bit like you know, washing up bubbles.
Yeah.
You know, they got colours in them, but more so with oil. You know, it's ever so beautiful stuff to look at. You know, it's.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's something unique about it. Something special about it. You know, and
definitely.
I would say. Oil and gold, you know, is number one for humans, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
you know?
two things that,
I mean, it's like when you take the owl out of gold, you're left with God.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is quite strange when you think, you know, it's got, you know, somebody must have sort of looked at gold and God as the same.
People use the word, you get some people online too saying that God is gold, oil and diamonds, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, using it as an acronym, saying you know, modern day God is gold, oil, and diamonds. You know.
Yeah. But you know, are we intelligent? You know, like, you know, we invent something like the motor engine.
Yeah.
You know, and
but we also create fucking atom bombs and guns, automatic rifles that shoot 50 rounds per, you know, every few seconds. You know what I mean? That, you know. You know, even if you don't die, it take off one of your limbs. You know what I mean? Just by getting hit with one of those shells. So it's like you said, it's a contrast. It's a continuous contrast. It's like, you know, everything has pros and cons. You know.
Well, what's the pro? What's good about a gun? Let's think about it. What's good about it?
I guess for hunting and stuff like that. Back in the day, not so much now.
Personally, I think we've gone somewhere wrong. We should be hunting animals.
Yeah.
Now, a long time ago, apparently, alright, we used to eat grass.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. You know, a lot of animals did, apparently, you know, and we've gone crazy because they're written down records.
Yes. But a lot of that stuff just comes out of Sumeria. There's a lot of early Sumerian writings and stuff like that. All that stuff comes out of all that.
That was the first language in history, that one. You know, and you got to think that once upon a time, a long time ago, I think it was sort of 3,500 BC, that was the first language written. Do you know what I mean? On a bit of cardboard, not on cardboard, but a rock.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, not on rock, clay.
And like clay tablets.
That's what they did, right? And it's the first written language. You know, and, they started using this, you know, and after 100 years or so, they started realising that they could read what was written like 100 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like, the idea sort of evolved, you know, in these people that were using that language, you know.
Yeah.
And I think there must have been a breakout after, you know, people after a while, they grow and grow, and they multiply a bit, you know, and generate after time, and it gets a bit uneasy, you know, and they separate. they have to separate it. You know, it just doesn't work out for some reason. You know, they have a fight or war.
Yeah.
Then there's two languages written. You know, do you know what I mean? You know, do you know what I mean? There's a separation here, and they know the idea of writing, so they sort of like start writing new languages and things. You know, and I just think that's how these evolved. And people used to be travellers back then. You know, they used to travel sort of like, you know, long miles. You know, to China and all this sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
It's true. Yeah.
People used to
long voyages and shit.
And this is when writing, just like fire. When man discovered fire, they showed somebody how to use it, and then the next person showed their brothers and sisters. Do you know what I mean? And everyone knows. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the light bulb. When somebody invented that, bingo, everyone's got it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same with TV. Do you know what I mean? And I think like with writing, somebody invented it in.
Yeah.
You know, and they started, and it just evolved like it did, and now we've got loads of different languages. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You know, that is intelligence, really, isn't it? Our language itself. You know, like we speak English.
Yeah.
Personally, I know little French. You know, I don't really.
Yeah, I know a little bit too.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And
I know a little bit of French, a little bit of Spanish.
I could learn a lot more English, you know.
Yeah.
I could get more intelligent, as we're talking about intelligence, you know. So I know that if I studied English for another 5 years, I could learn a lot more and get a bit more intelligence with it, if you see what I mean. And, you know, and gain intelligence with other things as well, you know. But what is intelligence, really? You know, is it knowing everything? Because I don't think it is.
No.
You know, knowledge, you know, like knowing all the animals, or knowing every star name, all the star names, you know.
Well, I think it comes back down to, like most things, mate, like we always say all the time, it's subjective, it's opinion based, because I think everyone's got their own different definition of intelligence, you know, how they define intelligence, if you see what I mean, you know, how they view intelligence, if you see what I mean, you know. And there's different types of intelligence as well, like, you know.
Oh, you might know everything about a car engine, say.
Yes.
Right, and know every name and know what you're doing.
So for that person, that person may consider that. You know what I mean, the knowledge that he's got on working on cars and being a mechanic or whatever.
That would interest me, you see, because I'm not interested in cars, do you know what I mean?
And likewise.
And I you know, to me, I wouldn't learn about the engine, because I'd rather learn about more intelligent things, you know, than that, if you see what I mean, or, you know. But we've all got a different intelligence, I think, you know.
Definitely. Yeah.
What I personally think is intelligence is your imagination.
Yeah.
You know, the greater your imagination, the more intelligent you're going to be.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's nothing to do with knowing all the plant names. It don't matter about that, really, you know, to me, you know. I mean, I think like knowing all the plant names is useful.
Yeah.
Because we've got to eat, haven't we? Yeah, and I mean, I think man's learned what to eat and what not to eat over thousands of years. This is evolved, do you know what I mean? This is how we've got so intelligent today, really.
Yeah.
You know, because our granddad and our great-great-great passed it all on, all this useful information in a kind of way, you know, I think. And we can, because we've evolved with our intelligence today, I think, the next generation can really get more intelligence.
Yeah.
Jump, because in the last 100 years, man has rocketed with intelligence. You know, it's sort of like, okay, a few thousand, you know, 3,000 years ago, they invented the book. Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, and they started making libraries and things, you know, and all these other inventions come, but sort of 1900, the motor engine, you know, and the light bulb, electric, you know, and it's sort of like computers now, do you know what I mean? And it's sort of like, whoa,
yeah,
you know, and the microwave, what we were talking about earlier on, I think, you know, you can't invent much more, can we? Do you know what I mean? You know, one thing I don't think you could invent is a time machine that can make you go back 200 years or so.
Yeah.
But the imagination can do that. It can go back in time. That's why I think the imagination is a very intelligent place. You know, as long as you're intelligent enough to understand that, I suppose, you know, to use it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, we've all got our different opinions, I guess, on how we measure success. You know, we all measure success differently. For me, success for me.
When we talk about success this week, we're talking about intelligence.
No, I know.
That was last week.
No, I know. No. But no, I was going to lead into no.
Okay, sorry.
Cut out this bit.
No, you don't cut it out.
No, that's okay. I just lost my train of thought. That's all. That's my train of thought.
It's funny.
Yeah.
You can leave that bit in.
Yeah.
I lost my. You know, that's intelligence for you. You know, forgetting. You know, it's not. You're not very intelligent if you keep forgetting all the time. Right?
Yeah. No.
You know, so I think being on the ball, you know, sort of remembering where you are every second, you know.
Yeah.
I say you can sort of like be intelligent, alright? The most intelligent person in the world, and next minute forget what you're going to say.
Man, even the most intelligent person in the world, quote unquote, doesn't know everything. So, you know.
That's right. That's, you know, who's the wisest person in this world? You know, is he a 99-year-old Chinaman? You know, a wise man? You know. I don't think so, you know. I think, like, when you get that age, you start forgetting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not, you know, I think just being wise, you know, I think, like, being happy is being wise.
Yeah.
Enjoying the moment is being wise, you know. It's not being wise being angry, is it? You know, really, is it? You know, so I think that's intelligence, really, just enjoying the moment, you know, I think it's when you can use your intelligence as well. You know, when you're happy.
Yeah.
You know, I think you can do things when you're happy as well, like paint or sing a song or make up a song. You know, be creative, I suppose. You know, when you're happy.
Yeah.
And I think that's intelligence for you. When you are creating.
Yeah.
That's when you're learning, I think.
Yeah.
And I think learning is you know, like if you know, like it's no good learning every fish, you know, every name of the fish and all the name of the plants, really, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's more learning how to be kind, learning how to respect, you know, those kind of things, you know, which will help you be intelligent in the world to the general outside public. You know, it's no good going out being rude. That's not intelligent, is it?
No.
You know, when I see rude people out there or something, you know, I just think they're not intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, that's that.
Yeah.
I might have said before, but I think that I don't believe evil exists, really. You know, I just think it's all to do with education, you know, and intelligence, you know.
Yeah.
And I just wish that, you know, every country would, you know, elect a leader, and all those leaders get together and start intelligently making this planet more intelligent for everyone, you know, and everyone could learn, you know, instantly. You know, they could put like something on TV, you know, every day to make people more super intelligent. You know, at the moment they just put news on every day and running people down, you know, it's not intelligent putting news on and being negative. It's just not intelligent to me, you know. It's backwards, you know. And you know, it's like all these little programs they put on for children. It's not intelligent to me, you know. But if you want everyone to be intelligent, let's start putting some programs out to really educate everyone in the same way, you know, because we're like everyone's got problems, like Josh Josh said before, you know, and I think that we need to understand these problems and intelligently deal with, because I don't think we're living in a very intelligent system, if you ask me. Do you know what I mean? It's like the police don't work together in a kind of way. With you got the ambulances picking up all the people that are injured on the roads and things, whatever. And sometimes you've got the policemen going out causing injury to the people.
Yeah.
So they can go sort of like in an ambulance because they're beat up or something. Do you know what I mean? It's just crazy. I just don't think we're all working in different businesses, and we're all keeping ourselves to ourselves a little bit, you know, and writing letters rather than dealing with it as realistically. You know, I think it's all too much paperwork. You know, rather than dealing with it in the real world. You with me?
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird world we're living in. That's what I think. You know, where I don't know, it's strange.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, things can change in 3 days. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know, like that shutdown, for instance, right? That did change things for a minute.
Of course.
Didn't it? You know what I mean? It just.
Yeah.
The airplane stopped apparently, or something, I don't know. You know, but it was different for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so not many people predicted that coming, did they?
No.
They kept it a bit quiet, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, but I don't think that's intelligent. You know, shutting down just like that, and then everyone's sort of, going crazy, or some people are. You know, said it before, but they suicide, whatever, you know, and I just don't think it's very intelligent what we've got here, you know, in a kind of way. You know, we're not living I just wish we were living in a more intelligent world, that's all, you know.
Mm.
We've got some beautiful technology, you know,
Yeah.
I think, you know, and I think it's a shame that we can't make everyone intelligent.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the answer, you know, and get rid of evil.
Yeah.
You know, teach people how to love spiders, teach people how to get rid of hate, you know, and all this sort of stuff, do you know what I mean? And teach people how to be more intelligent, you know. Like when kids are at school and all that, I think they should sort of like, the teachers should observe them and sort of, you know, as soon as they could leave school, they should have a job.